Hey sleepyheads, welcome to another episode of Bed by 9. On this episode, Hev and I discuss episode 7 of WandaVision, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailers, season 3 of American Gods, and Malcolm and Marie. Now pour yourself a drink and thank you for tuning in.
Just make it clap. Hi. Hi.
You want to get the mic in front of you?
Well,
Jesus.
you know, the basics.
We're on second season, and you can't even get it
I
correct.
did shit last season.
You didn't do shit last season. That is correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome back to Bed by 9. I am one of your hosts, Cheese It Crunch.
Ew, I don't like it. Start over.
I am one of your hosts, Captain Crunch.
Fine. And I'm K. Willie,
Welcome to
the lovable.
Welcome to another episode of Bed by 9.
Episode 3, season
Episode
2.
3. Woo!
If you've made it this far, why?
Definitely why. But also thank you.
Yeah,
because
thanks.
we enjoy doing this for our tens of fans out there.
It gives me a purpose outside of work.
Definitely. We're filming this in front of a live studio audience of two dogs, a TikTok star. We can't say her name anymore.
No, sexy at 59.
Sexy at 59. And then also she went live. So the hundreds of people watching,
Hello.
soon to be 0 people watching, are here to watch
They're
us.
just here waiting for us to do the silhouette challenge, and then they join, and then they notice that it's not going to happen, and they're tuning out.
I hope they like love handles, because that's all they're getting from me.
And twigs.
And Twix. That's definitely.
That's about what you get.
Yeah, that's definitely. Yep.
I got a little cupcake in the back, but that's about it.
All right. So how you doing today? How was your week?
I am tired, but I am good. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. Week was good. Aristotle and I last weekend went to Vegas for Valentine's Day.
How much money did you win?
$0. I actually lost money.
Did you actually gamble?
Yeah, I did 200
Mm.
and lost it in about 4 minutes.
Did you let it ride on black?
No, we played blackjack.
Did you hit black? I don't know. It's just a black joke because he's black. Yep.
No, no. Aristotle had never gambled before, so he took out 100. He played 4 hands and lost it all, and then I think I played like 7 or 8 hands, and then I was out. So
It is adorable to see him, embracing the world now that he left his Amish community at the
let me tell you
old
something
age of
that you're gonna flip out on.
29.
So we had a lot of firsts on this trip. At the end, I found out that when we went to the omelet house, it was his very first omelet ever. 30 years old and he's never had an omelet. So
They didn't allow omelets in the black Amish community he came from?
in Delaware, no.
No? Jesus.
No, so he's never had an omelet, but
Okay.
he popped his cherry with like a crab and shrimp one, and he's like, "Oh, omelets are good." And I was like, "Yeah, if you put shrimp and crab in anything, it's gonna be good."
Yeah,
I
but
was like,
wouldn't-
"Wait till I make you an omelet later, and then that's what you should make your decision on." What are you pointing at?
She is giving your dogs
I don't
my
care.
Captain Crunch Cheez-Its.
Oh, they're fine. They can have Cheez-Its all they want.
Yeah, they can. All right. Well,
So
I'm
anyway,
glad I'm glad to hear that the trip went well. that
yeah,
you guys
we
came back.
we
That a cherry was popped.
mhm.
Gross.
We had dining in the
Gross.
dark on
Mhm.
Valentine's Day, so the whole meal was in pitch black darkness,
Mhm.
and that was really cool.
Was there any face stabbing accidentally?
No, so like they didn't serve you anything that you needed a knife with, so you just needed a spoon and a fork. And like as you walk in, you like hold the shoulders of your waiter, and then like you move really slowly, and then like after he sits you down, he basically is like, okay, now reach out your hand really slowly, move it over to the right, now set it down, like that's your fork. And
Okay.
it's like, and then if you extend it out just a little bit, there's your glass. So like he's like kind of walking you through where everything is on the table, and then like they can't actually describe what they're giving you. So like when he gave us a soup, he was like, "This is like a liquid that you eat with a spoon." And I was like, "Oh, okay, a soup." And then like once you paid, then they showed you the menu of everything that you ate.
Okay.
But they didn't want to give it away. Like they wanted you to like kind of guess of what you were like eating and everything. Like
So if they didn't tell you that it was food, it could have been like real 50 Shades of Grey vibes. Hey, you reach your hand out, you're gonna be touching something wet. You get a little bit further. You
I would
can eat
describe
that
this as
with a spoon.
throbbing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like aggressive.
Yeah, it's nasty. All right.
But yeah, it was cool. And then like we asked him, I was like, like, do you catch people like getting a little freaky up in here? And he's like, yeah, every day. Like he's like literally like 15 minutes ago we had to ask like 2 people to stop. But I mean like it's literally pitch black. You see like the light from like the smoke detector, and then you see the light every once in a while from like their night vision goggles that the waiters are waiting. But other than that, like you couldn't see anything, which it was just a really fun experience to be in there that whole time. So definitely would recommend it next time that you're in Vegas.
How much did that cost you, if I may ask?
Well, it was I don't know what the normal cost is, but they had like a preset thing for Valentine's Day, so it was $100 per person. But I mean, it's a 7-course.
Vegas, baby.
Yeah, but I mean, you got a 7-course meal, and it was 2 hours, so it was like I don't know.
Jeez, it's 2 hours. What if you had to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, so if you had to do that, then like you just told your waiter, and then they would grab, like they would walk you out with your hand on their shoulders, and then there's
go to
like
the bathroom also in the dark, and it's like target practice at that point.
Yeah, they're like, this is just a pit, and
just a pit.
Do your business.
Yeah.
No.
The women had to squat and just spray.
But you didn't get to see none of the food on the plate.
Yeah, you didn't see anything that you ate. Not even at the end. You saw the menu at the end, but that was it. Yeah, they didn't want to give away. Like, they asked if you had any allergies, so they knew what not to serve you if you had any. But the whole thing was vegetarian, and then, you just kind of ate and determined. But I mean, every course was really, really good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't anything crazy. Like, there was like an artichoke soup, which was really yummy, and then there was like a salad course.
Was
and
there
like
cheese?
Yes, there was cheese at some point. There was a bruschetta that they did like a caprese. Like, so you had your mozzarella and your tomato and all that sort of stuff. But it was kind of fun, like, not knowing what you were eating and then trying to, like, figure out what it was. Like, relying on your taste
50
buds.
Shades of food.
Yeah, basically.
Definitely.
So, yeah, that was our weekend in Vegas. It was good. And then other than that, like, work was work. It was fine.
Yes, work was work. Let me tell you about my week.
I've been
at work.
Wondering.
It was stressful. So next topic.
Oh, okay.
And then we're gonna hop, skip, and jump past that.
You're a really good host.
Yeah, no, because my coworkers watch this. I can't. No. No, it was stressful. They know it was stressful. I had a project roll out to production, and my client has been needy. That's a good way to describe it. Not necessarily bad, just needy.
Do you call him Doughboy? Because you need
to need the dough. Okay. I need the dough to get out of here. Because Jesus. But yeah, no, my week was pretty stressful, but survived. Project went to production. Nothing's broken and or on fire.
Way to go.
Woo, woo, woo.
Besides this crotch. Sorry.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Your sexual proclamations, proverbs. Your sexual proverbs are none that we need to know. So we forgot to talk about our sponsors.
Giraffe cups.
Giraffe cups.
When you like giraffes and you need a cup.
You go into Keith's cabinet, and 1 out of 4 objects in there are giraffe related.
Yeah, so what?
I
have a thing.
You do, and I just wanted to point out that this is mostly vodka, and there's like a splash of orange juice in there.
Nice.
And then there's also vodka in here.
Mine is tequila and the fresh squeezed lemonade from Popeyes.
Lemonade. Did you get anything from Popeyes? I saw that when you rolled
I got
in.
the strips.
Hey.
I usually get the spicy chicken sandwich, but I just wanted chicken.
You didn't feel like getting in a fight today for the sandwich?
Dude, and it was quick, just getting the strips.
Okay.
But yeah, no, last time we went there and had to get it, the ordering was fine. It just took them like 15 minutes to actually get it.
So it's the ordering, the fighting, the yelling world star.
World star!
And then leaving,
Yeah.
and then you're not even hungry.
I just
after
didn't want to
that.
go through all of it.
Yeah,
It was,
definitely.
I was already tired at that point. I wouldn't have won the fight, so why pay for it, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Oh, I have to tell you about this soup that I made this week.
Okay.
Oh my god, because my poops were rough.
Yeah, let's definitely talk about that, guys.
Well,
Let's talk
it
about
needs to be
bowel
said.
movements.
Yeah. No. Okay. So, was making this thing from HelloFresh, and at the end, I'm like tasting everything, and it wasn't like up to spice that I wanted it to be. So I was adding a little bit more salt, a little more pepper, a little more garlic powder, blah blah blah. And so I get to the pepper part, and you know how like the pepper dispenser has like the normal whole side, and then it has like the big whole side,
The mature whole size.
Jesus. And it's like the verse and the power bottom side. And I thought I was pouring it out of the verse side, and it was actually the power bottom side. And I probably put in like an 1/8 cup of pepper at the very end into that thing. And I was so stubborn, like I was like, nah, I'm gonna eat this and try to fix it. So I grabbed like extra like broth that I had in my pantry, and I poured that in there, and I tried to save it, but it was still peppery as hell. But I ate all of it.
So can I cut you off right here? Because I have 2 jokes, and here's the first one. The first one, was it a shock that you had to add that much seasoning as a white person? Because I know you're not normally used to adding all of that.
To be fair, you've never really had my cooking, and I season my shit.
I know.
You've seen my pantry.
No, I've seen your pantry.
I have hella seasoning.
No. You have a lot of boxes, no seasoning.
A lot of boxes, no seasoning. What do you mean by that?
I mean, there's a lot of boxes, no seasoning. A lot of Wendy Williams' chin in there, but no seasoning.
A lot of box.
I don't get it. Her chin is square. Right. So we're going to go past that one.
I want everyone to know I have seasoning in my pantry.
He has seasoning, guys.
Thanks.
All right.
That's all I need.
Second joke is, so that soup hit your body like, hello, fresh, because it pushed right through. Am I right? You're right.
Thank you for interrupting my story for those 2 things.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry, my umbrella is about to like fly away, and I already. And then the other thing.
Yeah.
I come back from Vegas, right, and I take a walk outside, and my table in the backyard is completely shattered. It was a glass top, and apparently over the weekend there was like a storm that blew through, and my umbrella from the table lifted up, shattered the glass of the table, and then now I'm just tableless in my backyard. So I have to do
you
that.
an excuse to buy a new table.
But every time I go to Vegas, something bad happens. It's like God's telling me, don't go there.
The last time
And I got robbed.
Yeah, someone broke into your mansion.
I don't live in a mansion.
This yard is the size of my house.
Well, I do have a decent sized backyard.
Yeah, man.
And
also, I live in a shack.
First time.
Call me Popeyes.
So yeah, last time I went, got my house broken into, and then the next time I went, this thing got shattered. So, let's see what happens next time.
All right.
If there is a next time.
Yeah,
God's probably telling me don't do it, and I'm just stubborn, and I'm doing it. So.
Nah, we're gonna go to Vegas again because you didn't go to Double Down Saloon.
I didn't take him to Double Down Saloon.
Did he bring it up to you?
Yeah, brought it up, and we just didn't go. The day I was going to bring it, we just didn't really leave bed.
Double Down Saloon is the best dive bar in Vegas, guys. And believe it or not, I'm not getting paid by them to tell you that.
We're not getting paid by nobody.
That's true. So, you just need to know, you need to go there. One, it's a grunge rock bar. And as you can tell, we're both really big grunge rock fans because we fit the demographic
Party on.
100%.
Yeah.
So, and they have not only cheap drinks, but amazing staff, and their bathrooms don't have a door.
None.
It's a great.
But they have the best shot in Vegas.
They have the best shot in Vegas, and then also they have a bacon martini.
I didn't know that one. I haven't had that.
I wouldn't.
I
wouldn't order food there.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But hey, it's a great bar. Go there. Shout out, Double Down.
And order ass juice.
Ass juice.
It's
That's the name of the
thing.
shot.
They won't tell you what's in it, but it's delicious.
It is. Yeah.
Ass juice. Yeah.
It's the name of the shot, and believe it or not, you'd like it.
It's delicious.
That'd be the one time I would like you to go to Vegas because one, the bar's right here, and then there's a dispensary right next door, so you can hit both, and then you can go along your merry way.
And then pizza.
Pizza across the street.
Right across
okay,
the
we
street.
got to go to Vegas.
It's a great trifecta.
Okay, all right. So
great.
let's start off the episode.
Okay.
Let's start off with Wonder Woman 84. How much we?
Was that on the docket? No.
Oh. We discussed it shortly.
Yeah.
And as typing, all I felt was a lot of eye roll emojis. So I just wanted to start off like that, and then.
To be fair, that's my standard response.
Yeah. So I mean, I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, you can talk about it.
And I was frustrated. Frustrated is a good word with it, just because it was like had such high hopes. I mean, because Gal Gadot, my future ex-wife, is just she could have done so much better. In that, I mean, she
her
was good.
personally.
Yeah.
I mean, is it her fault if it's like bad script and story?
Yes. She has
Was she a
50 million followers on Instagram. That has to account for something.
Yeah.
Get better writers.
Yeah.
Have one of your 50 million people write for you.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
It was corny.
Yeah, it was corny. Oh, okay. So, the point of the matter is, it was corny.
I mean, DC just doesn't know how to make a movie.
But, with that being said, we can stop talking about Wonder Woman. The Snyder Cut's coming out.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Pass.
Pass? What do you mean pass?
I mean, pass it. Bounce pass, hard pass, chest pass, no look pass.
Pass me the light.
Just give me the light.
Oh, say give me the light. I'm glad you knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But okay. So one, Snyder Cut's coming. It's 4 hours long. Unnecessary, but it starts unraveling other new characters into the universe. So I think I'm down for it.
The universe
Aristotle,
that
you down
can't
for
do
it?
a good movie.
Snyder Cut. It's a longer Justice League.
I'd prefer Snyder uncut.
You didn't watch Justice League? Yeah, you're smart.
Yeah, because DC
I'm not
doesn't
gonna give
know
you
how to
nothing.
make good movies.
Hey.
Like, I would rather like not watch a DC movie and just wait till everyone's like, "Oh, this was finally a good DC movie," and then I'll watch it.
Did you like the first Wonder Woman?
No.
Oh my god.
I wasn't extremely impressed.
Well, I love Gal Gadot, so she can do no wrong for me.
And
so,
I mean, oh God, Aquaman was shit.
Yeah, Aquaman was terrible.
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 The Supermans have been bad.
No.
Not the Snyder Cut. I didn't watch. I watched like half of it, and I had to turn it off.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't like none of it.
Well,
sorry, DC just doesn't know what they're doing.
I have hope. I'm gonna throw a party, and we're gonna watch all 4 hours of it at my house, guys. Bring chicken wings, and
I will not be there. I'm sick.
I can't go out. I'm sick.
You're not sick.
I got COVID during that time.
Sure, definitely they can come.
I won't be there. I'll sign some photos ahead of time and give them to you. So you can give them to
okay,
people,
definitely.
That'll be it.
Well, I'm excited for that to come out, and then since we're on the topic of superheroes, we can jump into WandaVision.
Yeah, let's talk about
a good
show. Yeah,
I wouldn't say that about episode 1 and 2, but now we're here on episode 7,
and it's hella enjoyable.
It's now hella enjoyable.
So we have 2 episodes to cover, 6 and 7.
Yes.
Episode 6 was, I think, was it 90s, thousands theme?
It was 90s, and like more Malcolm in the
Malcolm,
Middle-ish.
yeah, Malcolm in the Middle for sure was the intro.
And then this one was
Modern Family.
well, Modern Family, and then also like
The Office.
yes,
was
The
intro.
Office. What's that one show that has the Bluths? It was on Netflix.
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development. And it gave me that vibes too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was feeling for this last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel? 6 and 7.
6 was good. I liked 7 more.
Yep.
Than 6. I think I like. So like 6 ended with basically Wanda expanding the hex out, and then it ended with incorporating all of like basically everyone that was on like the sword team, right?
Mhm.
And then they got incorporated into the TV show, and so they had like
Except the main sword people, they were able to get out.
of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
And then I don't know. I really like 7. I thought 7. So we had Lambo trying to get into the realm, which she found a way to, and then that's when she got her powers, which was cool. She had a little tiff with Scarlet Witch during that time. We had Vision and Darcy basically trying to get home to Wanda during that time as well. And then Vision was like, and they kept getting like, I kept laughing because they kept getting sidetracked by like
The most
everyone
comical shit.
Yeah, it's stupid. Like children
Yup.
walking across the road in the
Yup.
middle of nowhere. They had to do construction on a light. It was like, why are you stopped at this light? Like, just drive through it. Like, it's fine.
1, drive through it. 2, fly.
Yeah, well, he figured it out at the end. He was like, oh, yeah, look what I can do.
Fly, bruh.
He did. It took him a while.
So here's my inherent thing, and I'll let you finish your whole thing. My inherent thing with Vision so far. I mean, I get it. You're dead, but have some action, bro.
Yeah.
Have some action.
Well, the good thing
Take
is...
control of your relationship. As Dr. Phil on this program, stand up for your woman. Take control. Fly out to see her. Put her in her place. I'm kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about. But ahead, continue.
No, I think that's fine.
Okay.
I think that is what Dr. Phil's book says.
Yep, that is.
Put your woman in her place.
Put her in her place.
Quote unquote, Dr.
In
Phil.
the kitchen and or behind the camera for OnlyFans. Make that money.
Makes sense why Oprah sponsors him.
Hey.
That makes sense. I did hear, though, that the last 3 episodes are going to be pretty action-packed from what I read from the creator. Like, I think they've been leading up to that point.
I can see it.
But I think the biggest part of the episode was the reveal of Agatha.
We knew.
Yeah. So Agnes ends up being Agatha Christie, I think her last name is. She's also another witch.
No, it's Agatha
Agatha.
Her something.
Yeah. Agatha.
Yeah, Agatha.
And she is
you think
another
you're the
witch.
only magic?
She's got some purple witch powers. She had like a little layer underneath her house that Wanda went down to because she's like, where are my children? They disappeared.
Spoiler.
And that's kind of it. I really liked the whole, it was Agatha all along.
It's been Agatha all along.
Like little cutaway that they did where they went
It
through like
was
all the different
solid.
episodes. Yeah. That was cool.
I also love her.
Yeah.
Her as an actress. I loved her in Bad Moms, Christmas, and like Bad Mom something else. I can't give you her name, but it's Agatha from WandaVision. Are you gonna bring it up?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Yeah, we're gonna put a picture right here,
Yeah.
here, and also over here.
Or where? It's usually right here. Ready? Vanna White. Agatha. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna put it.
gonna be good.
So I loved it,
If you put it
but
down
my
like the way I want it, play your cards right. Maybe we can fall in love. Little brandy for you. Huh?
she said talk louder for the TikToks.
I'm just singing brandy. They don't want to hear me.
Talk louder from the tic-tac-toe people. You know.
Tic-tac-toe.
Hey, now.
Okay, so we got
Listen
Agatha all along. They did a little like
Mhm.
montage of her going through all the different episodes of
Loved it.
like the strings that she was pulling, which we kind of figured she had something to do with it because she always just showed up at very convenient times.
I was trying to put together why she was always making Wanda a drink of some sort. Like she always went into the kitchen, was making her a drink, and I'm like, is that it? Is that she doing it? But I haven't been able to.
Yeah. I'm sure that'll come to revelation of some sort. Maybe that's like what keeps Wanda's like memory of the outside world, because this whole episode was like her losing control. Like you saw like the TV switching from different episodes, right?
But like this episode, she finally was acknowledging, like, I'm losing control.
Yeah.
I know what's going on, but I'm losing control.
She kind of like have you watched Modern Family?
Not
Before?
a lot.
She like kind of killed the whole Claire impersonation from Modern Family, which is the mom. Like she got her mannerisms down pretty well. I haven't watched the whole series, but like from the seasons I watched, like she nailed it pretty much on that. So the one thing I will say about Elizabeth Olsen has like impressed me a lot with her acting in this show.
Scarlet Witch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the way that she's been able to like jump from decade to decade and actually like imply or like apply different like acting styles from those generations into that, like she's done really, really well. Like I
Vision was bad.
Yeah, he hasn't really adapted
Vision was
much.
a robot the whole time.
But I guess he's supposed to be. But one part of episode 7 that made me laugh was when he was sitting outside the trailer and like he was being interviewed, kind of like, you know, the Modern Family style, and then like he actually like itched the side of his head, like his ear or something like that. It was like a very interesting mannerism that he pulled out, but it made me chuckle.
What was that you said, sir, on the sideline? No. But
That's true.
So even with that, you still would adapt to that era. He was
Yeah,
still
he was-
Vision,
But I think that's the
of
point,
that
right?
era.
But that's the point, right? Like
Yeah.
he's not like
He's a robot,
Elizabeth
I
is
get
a
it.
human, or Scarlet Witch is a human, or what a witch.
I'm agreeing with you. I love what Elizabeth has been doing.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I didn't think she was like a great actress because I've only really seen her in Marvel movies, which it's like, I mean, you're a good actress because you got casted, but like this, she's got to expand on her chops, and I thought she did a really good job so far. So I'm excited to see where we go. I think there's still a few things we still need to find out who the engineer is from Lambo. I think that's probably going to be the big superhero reveal that they've been referencing. We need to know where her kids are, and then I think obviously Agatha is going to be the main antagonist for the rest of the season. So we'll see kind of how she plays it out. But I'm assuming what will happen is we're going to see a Lambo, Scarlet Witch, Agatha Vision sort of fight, where I think eventually Scarlet Witch will join up with Lambo, and then they will probably attack against Agatha together to like break out of it. Because there was a point where she was like, when she was trying to convince Scarlet Witch that she was on her side, and she was getting there, and then Agatha came in and she was like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna convince her back to my end of things. So
Let me ask you a question. When Agatha came back through the veil, the hex, how'd you feel about them manufacturing a truck in like a day's time that was supposed to have the ability to go through a magical force field?
That 6-tire truck.
Oh, so you just have this chilling, waiting to go?
No, they probably just reached out to Elon Musk.
How do you like this built to your specs? Specs? Did this go through QA? I know this had to go through testing. Where'd you test this at? Another fucking force field? Ain't no goddamn way. So we gonna test this for the first time, and hopefully I don't die? How dare you? All right. So that was my 1 point.
I think the thing about the Marvel universe is I think they have better engineers than our universe
and
does.
then also they have infinite money.
Oh yeah.
Infinite money, infinite manpower.
What is money though? It's just a idea.
It's just a dollar bill, yeah. What? So here's another thing, because since you're talking more facts and I'm poking at the funnies. So the truck gets caught. The 6-wheel truck gets caught,
Yep,
and
so
then
it's going
pops a
vertical.
wheelie, and then it starts getting converted.
Yep.
She jumps out the top.
She blew the top off the
lands-
Maybach.
Okay.
Yes.
She jumped out the top, landed, helmet fell off. Half of the truck gets converted to an old
Yep.
Ford minivan.
It was like prairie dogging.
Yeah. And then the rest is $2 million vehicle. And then she's like, oh, that didn't make it? Me without a helmet, I can get through this fucking force field.
No, it's because I think the point was like, yo, this thing, the barrier doesn't know how to convert this thing into the actual WandaVision realm, but it knows how to convert a normal person into that realm. So she realized, oh, this technology is too advanced to actually make it through. Me as a person, I can get in.
I'm going to go in without a helmet to
Well,
this
bitch, she's already
magical
been through it
force field.
twice.
Yeah, so I understand that. Like, I know she's traumatized.
It worked in her favor. She got powers.
She's traumatized.
Now she's blue.
And she always wants to
Double
go back.
D, double
What's it
da.
called? Stockholm syndrome. When you go back to the people who damage you, she was like, "I've been hurt so much, Scarlet Witch. I'm coming back without protection."
Better than an abusive boyfriend.
That is true. That is true. Overall, I like it. I like it now.
Yeah.
But that's me poking fun at it.
So I think the next 3 episodes we're supposed to get a lot of action in the next 3 ones. I think we're pretty close to leading up to it. So
I hope Agent Wu gets to be in the action.
I think he's gonna pull a magic trick at some point. Like they emphasize his magic trick abilities way too much. What if he's like the one that like ends up taking down Agatha with a magic trick?
I believe it.
Dude, it's hella windy.
Or it's going to be Haley. Wait, what's her name? Harley? The woman that Vision was driving with.
Darcy.
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 That was close.
From the Waitress show.
No, Darcy from Roseanne.
No. From the Waitress show.
How are they close? They're both white girl names. And they're both vehicles. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if I've ever met a woman of color named Darcy. You know
Is there
any?
anyone in our family named Darcy?
Hell no.
That was a hell no from Sexy at 59.
She was
Amish Aristotle. Is there
She's
any
a fact.
Darcys in your family?
offended.
No. But then again, he just has a lot of Gretchens and he has Agathas, definitely, back on the Amish.
Darcy? I don't have any Darcys. I think Darcy is a very outdated name.
Midwest name. All right,
Okay.
we're going to hop, skip, and a jump past all that. Y'all couldn't hear it.
Can't wait.
But we could.
Can't wait to edit that out.
Can't wait to edit that out. But Sexy at 59 said she couldn't wait to marry a Mr. Darcy.
So yeah, 3 episodes left. We'll have a new episode next week. Talking about
Yes.
episode 8.
Yes.
I'm excited for it.
Okay.
Let's.
American Guts?
Yeah, or do you want to just stick on the Marvel train?
Okay. Marvel Train.
And we'll talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailers that have been released.
Let's do it.
I think you have more opinions than I do.
None of them are really.
I can't wait to see Anthony Mackie be a role he's never been before.
Good.
An asshole. He seems like an asshole in like every trailer and every movie that he does.
Everything he
He just
is,
has to be an
He's
asshole.
some sort of fighter or ex-military
With
turned
a grudge
whatever.
on his shoulder.
So Altered Carbon.
Yep.
He was a robot in that one movie, and
Yep.
then now this. Look, I like to hate on Anthony Mackie just because it's fun for people who like him.
It's for the culture.
It is for the culture. One, he's a much better human being than me, and I'm happy for him.
Most are.
overall. Yeah, this is true. But, secondly, just he. Okay, so overall, the movie, as speaking with Aristotle earlier, looks like a buddy cop movie 2021. Like if Beverly Hills Cop was made today with superheroes, this is how it would turn out. It's going to be a lot of, hey, you guys shouldn't have done that, but we did, and we solved the case. What are you going to do, Chief? High five, cigar. And then it's just going to be like, it's like, okay, we get it. I know it's going to be entertaining through and through. Like, did you see Hobbs and Shaw?
You know the answer to that question.
Is that yes? Okay.
I don't support anything of that franchise. No.
Okay, well that's biased because Hobbs and Shaw was amazing. So Hobbs and Shaw, it was literally just a action film based on like, I'm gonna do it this way. No, I'm gonna do it this way. Oh, now we have to do it together. That's the same thing. That
two power tops trying to control the situation. Been there.
Then one dude does it this way, one wants to do it this way, and then we're gonna have to come together. It's like, oh, I guess we got to team up. You know, we are American Shield. I don't know what it is, Captain American Shield.
Where's Bow Wow in all of this?
Where's Bow Wow?
Where is he?
He's lying that he's on someone's boat out in the Mediterranean when he's still just docked.
Do you think he's gonna join the WWE?
Yes, I think he's gonna join the WWE.
How do you think he's gonna do?
I hope his 5'5" midget self has a 0 and 100 record.
Do you think he will come out to one of his own songs?
What else would you call? That one with him and Sierra. I don't really want to.
God, that song is so hard to sing in one breath. I don't understand how they do it.
You know how Sierra did it?
No.
Because she's a man.
Shut up. Don't do CC like that.
Her hands are the size of mine, and I'm 6'6".
No, they ain't. Have you seen Sierra in person?
Okay. You see the technology today? Bella could have a baby.
No, she's fixed.
Technology.
You can't have no kids. She be trying, though. Did I ever tell you about the time that I moved into this neighborhood? What she did in the first 5 minutes?
Humped?
Yes.
Yeah.
She went across the street to the neighbor's house, escaped my backyard, and I walked out front. She's fucking the neighbor's dog. 5 minutes in. Like father, like daughter, apparently.
All right. So back to the Winter Soldier.
Oh, shit.
Anthony Mackie is a great actor. How do you feel about that?
I disagree. No. I mean, like everything Marvel, I guess I'm excited for it. I mean,
definitely.
It looks corny, but the graphics, and it looks like there's a shit ton of action and fun graphics. So I think I had mentioned this to you earlier. Like, the thing that I appreciate about Disney taking over all of this stuff is, like, they don't give a fuck about how much money they be spending on any of it. Like, they're just like, oh, you need $10 million for one episode to create an ice spider? Sure. Like, yeah, whatever. Like, is it going to get us an Emmy? Yeah, so it's worth it.
Well, they luckily
Emmy.
have a good story and good writers and a fan base that was looking for something refreshing.
Yeah.
In that case, when we jump over to Marvel has cranked out really good movies.
Yep.
Some bad, some good. And then when this has come along, I think they're trying to apply that same logic, methodology, things like that. And it's like, excuse me. Granted, what we're doing is we're analyzing this from a trailer. This is all that we have, but it's just like there's like no real story here. You saw Red Skull one time,
right?
I don't think he's a big part.
Holding it like at a mask, right, as he's walking away.
If he's not going to be a big part of the movie, which I feel like he's not, I feel like there's a whole nother bad guy.
Yeah.
Like Wonder Woman 84. I just feel like, look, they're gonna try and piece something together. I'm gonna love it, but am I gonna like really be involved in it? No. Here's what I truly think, right? So in the trailer, you see Anthony Mackie throw the shield, and then the Iceman catch it. And then it's going to be like, oh, man, I don't think I'm up to being Captain America. And then by the end of it, like, oh, I think I can be Captain America. And then I'm like, just like just like the government to hold us down. Black man can't be Captain America without a white man teaching him what to do. You know what I'm talking about, audience.
Fair.
I'm kidding.
But the great thing about them doing it as a show is they will get all that bullshit out in the TV show, so then when the movie comes out with him in it, you don't have to deal with any of that.
He couldn't throw the shield in the trailer.
He threw the shield. He did a little loop-de-loop, and he threw it, and it hit the tree. Was it as good as the white person?
No, it was definitely not as good as the white person.
But, it was his first time throwing a shield.
He couldn't beat a white guy named Bucky.
So, I've met plenty of Buckies in my day that throw hands. He was married to Darcy. So
Good. That was good.
Thanks.
All right. That was good. That was a good callback.
I mean, either way, I think it'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
At the very least. I mean, I have high hopes just because what they've been able to do with WandaVision has been very entertaining. So hopefully it's a good storyline on top of just fun action. The great thing about that versus WandaVision is like on the trailers of WandaVision, they didn't show much action, which so far there hasn't really been. It's been more plot driven.
Yeah.
This trailer is just jam packed with action, so I'm hoping that's kind of like, the opposite side of the coin where we just get a shit ton of action in this show because that's been missing.
This
in
is going to
WandaVision.
be Marvel's Fast and the Furious series.
Yeah,
that's
basically.
my goal. That's my expectation.
And what's it called again?
It's called Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that's coming out I think March 19th or something of that sort. So looking forward to it. So anyways, so that's everything Marvel.
Okay.
We can do American Gods next.
Okay. So what we're going to talk about is a show about sinning. Isn't that right?
I'm praying for you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Always.
She's praying
I
for
will
us,
take
guys.
any prayer I can get.
American Gods. We haven't talked about it before, but
No.
it's a show that we have all been pretty excited about, or pretty much into. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Season 3 is out.
Season 3 is out.
First 2 seasons
Mm-hmm.
were. Do we want to recap or just talk about
I
season
think
3?
okay. You have 30 seconds. Go.
Okay. First season. I don't know what's going on. Second season. Hey,
This
I'm
is
a
what's
little bit
going
more.
on.
Yeah, this is what's going on. Third season. Here's what we're trying to do. Basically, there's a war between new gods and old gods.
Yes.
Old gods are coming back, like, hey, we want to be relevant again. And new gods are like, you can be relevant. Just join our side. And old gods are like, no, I like dial up. So that is what it's been for 2 seasons.
Yeah, basically, it's a cool concept.
It's
like,
definitely a cool
it's like
concept.
gods exist as long as you believe in them.
Yeah.
Some of the old gods are finding ways to adapt themselves into our current culture.
And
Like
gods are not immortal. They
right,
can be.
They can die.
Yeah.
They can be immortal.
Yeah.
But like, so you have some old gods like Ares, Anansi. You had Belliquis.
Yeah. I
Um,
can't even think of some of the names that I'm thinking. Like,
but you
guy
have
who swung the hammer to the cow.
oh, what's his name?
It's a long
Russian,
German name.
Russian.
Yeah.
But anyways, you have all these old ancient gods that ancient cultures have that you learn about in like world history, and then you have new gods which are like social media and TV and Mr. World and
Just worldwide.
yeah, and like and yeah, so it's the old gods versus the new gods, and
It's an insane battle. It's very
strategic. It's like a game of Risk.
Yeah, it's a game of Risk. Like, it's not so much action packed as it is well written, and you don't see things coming.
Right.
So they like to throw stories at you. They like to do flashbacks. They like to make you feel things, see things, and just
The flashbacks are my favorite part.
like in the beginning of the episodes.
the coming to America
Yeah.
like journal entries and stuff like that, which like show
with
how
the black guy's voice that is the embalmer.
Ibis, I
It's-
think.
it's something
He's one of
Egyptian.
the Egyptian
Yeah.
embalmer type
Yep.
people.
Yep.
But they have like the series called Coming to America that it's like usually like 10 minutes of the episode at the beginning or at some point, which basically shows how the ancient gods have have made their way over to America. So like you had Anansi, who was one of the countries in Africa. I don't know which one, but he was a spider god of their country, but he was brought over on a slave ship, and it says how he got to America that way. Or
I
you
think he was a god of wrath.
Oh, okay, which makes sense because he's very vengeful. on
Very
everything.
vengeful.
And then like they did a background of the leprechaun dude and how Sweeney, and how he got over into
Well, he was
America.
just a king.
Yeah, his story actually got I didn't really
I was
like him
so
much.
sad.
I didn't really like him much in season 1.
He was my
and season
favorite
2, but
character.
he got a lot better at the end of the second season.
He was my favorite character overall every single time, just because he was so unlikable. But he was always there helping out, even though he did not want to help out. He was always helping out.
Because freaking
And he could take a punch.
Mr. Wednesday has him wrapped around his finger. Mr. Wednesday has everyone wrapped around his finger. That's
Yeah.
Aries, by the way.
No, that's not Ares.
Mr. Wednesday? Yes, it is. Odin. Sorry. Whatever.
I couldn't think of his name. But I could think of the two ravens, and I'm like, that's not Ares. Ares is from Wonder Woman. She made a strong drink,
in the
didn't
first
she?
one. Yeah, she did. I went, whimpered. It's okay. So that's the synopsis.
Old
of
God
the
versus
show.
new gods.
Where we're at in season 3. I think we're 5 episodes in. I think the 6th one comes out tonight.
Hopefully.
Let's see. So the main characters. Okay, so main character Shadow Moon, which we now know is Odin's son.
How do you like him with hair, by the way?
Way sexier. Way sexier.
Not what I was going for.
Oh.
But-
Well, but
No,
what are
he
you going
looks
for?
better bald.
Like your ass. No, I like him with hair. It's something you can pull on.
All right. It's just like so.
thirsty.
So wait, one, he's a black male.
Yeah.
And they gave him white hair.
Sure.
It doesn't look natural.
Maybe he put relaxer in it. I don't know.
A man running from the law put relaxer in his hair?
Would you expect a black man to have relaxed white hair?
On American Gods TV show, yeah.
Well, I mean, he escaped from the law with a snap of a finger from Odin. Remember, they were right outside their house at the end of the second season, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all just disappeared because somehow they got erased. That's the great thing about this show is, like, the gods
There's
at any
no
point can
logic.
just be like, no. And then they
Yeah.
can just rewrite the whole thing so it just goes in a different direction. So
it's
it's like
so
it could be going down
insane.
like this crazy alley where it's like, yo, this makes no sense. And then they're like, yeah, you're right. Erased. And we're just going to go this different direction.
Okay. All right. So the season started off Shadow Moon, different part of the country,
Yep.
working in a warehouse now.
Yes.
warehouse.
He's like at a smithing company or
Yes.
like some sort of a thing like that.
Yes. So he's a hard worker. And then he immediately runs into a old woman talking like Mr. Wednesday.
She's like, you remind me of my late husband. He had big hands too.
God, that was so creepy.
And then it just turned out to be Mr. Wednesday all along.
Yes. And then it's Mr. Wednesday trying to pull him back into the web.
He wants him to go to some Lakeview, Michigan or something like that.
Yes, he wants him to go to a portion of the country that doesn't really know what black people look like. And he's just like, what? Why would I go there? And because it's always a trap. It's always a game with Mr. Wednesday, so I'm not going to do what he says. And Mr. Wednesday was like, okay, you ain't going to do it now. You're going to do it eventually.
Right. And then he basically just skews everything in his life to
Make him
point
go
him towards
to
there.
that area.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, destiny is telling you need to go here,
Yeah.
and I'm destiny, so
Yeah.
you're going to
Yeah,
do it.
damn right I'm Destiny. Point A and point B, me.
So he shows up to this town, and then a girl goes missing.
A girl goes missing.
They think it's him. He
because
gets
he's black.
Yep. They think it's him, but they say it's not because you're black.
And they literally say, like, hey, you're new here. We don't know who you are.
What's up, dog? The guy from the
Yes. No,
the-
it was the cop, right?
No, it's the waiter dude, the busboy at
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing, and then the cop goes up to him. He's like, I just want you to know it's not because you're a darker complex. It's not because you're black, and it's not because that.
That's
It's
how
like he
you
had the hardest
know.
time.
That's
Yeah.
how you know you have a good white person.
Yeah, he like could not even. He didn't know the proper way to even just acknowledge that he was black.
Yeah, no, because he was a cop. He gave him a ride the first night to his place.
And then fucking Angela from Power comes. Ugh, I was so mad when it was her. I'm sorry, like she's a great actress and plays that character very well
Okay.
in Power, like that you just hate her.
Mm-hmm.
But now I hate her. Like I don't care what you're in, like you suck. She's
like-
kind of like how Hollywood like blackballed the Wicked Witch of the West in God, Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
She couldn't get like they like didn't want to cast her anymore because everyone just didn't like the Wicked Witch of the West and everyone would think of her that way.
Yeah.
That's how I think of Angela.
That's how you know you're a good actor.
Well,
Yeah. Well, now we know.
yeah. So anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah, cop drops him off at the place that he's staying at because it's cold as fuck because it's Michigan or Wisconsin or whatever.
They're all the same place.
Yeah, it's like Fargo basically.
Yeah.
And then Angela meets him with a shotgun to the back of the head.
To be fair, he was breaking into his own
The
place.
key wouldn't work.
The key broke off. That's another good thing about the show. It was so visual. Like he was going to do the key,
Like, it shows
and
the
they
key
zoomed
going
in.
in.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
zoomed in and
They
you saw
have-
it snap off.
They have really cool cinematography.
I
In
agree.
the show, like some of my favorite stuff. Speaking of the Coming to America, is like when they come up to a new place that they're shooting, like a different state or whatever, you can always make out somewhere on the screen where it says somewhere in America, but they find different ways to just like kind of incorporate it. Like it's not anything like my favorite one was, I forget where exactly, but they were in a parking lot and they wrote out somewhere in America as cracks in the asphalt.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know. It's like little things like that, but the cinematography in the show, damn it, that was weird, is really cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and that's one of the things that I truly love about it, because it's just so intense. So
Shadow Moon's in this place, and the kind of story plot that's revolving around him is Mr. Wednesday wants him to break out Demeter from this nursing home up in that area, but then he's also getting sucked into this murder or this missing person investigation for this scene. Cleared of charges at this point, but we don't know who the murderer is.
yeah, it's gonna be wrapped back around like the Outsider. It's gonna be some sort of.
I know it does in the book because I read it a few years ago. But I forget how it actually ties into everything.
Yeah. So I'm waiting to see how that wraps back around.
So that's
and
Shadow Moon.
that's Shadow Moon. Do you want to jump into Bilquist? Because she's a huge part of this
Bilquist
third
is
season.
my favorite. I love her. I love her. Yeah, we can talk about Bilquist. She's beautiful, by the way.
She is.
Whoever plays her, like I don't know that actress name, but she is
She's
gorgeous.
a strong black woman.
She's like the god of fertility or sex or something.
So we were wrong about what she is, because now she's the god of water. she
be
completely
everything.
changed what it is. It's
That's
an
'cause
old
she's
Egyptian
wet.
god, a black woman.
Oh.
She stays youthful by her followers by saying that they love her, and then if she
She eats them with her vagina.
no, it's not.
She eats them with her vagina.
Yeah, she absorbs them into her body.
She be riding them, and then you just see them disappearing inside of her.
No, that's what happens in the show. You see it.
She's
Yup.
loose as fuck.
No, it's called American Gods. It's the show that you didn't want to watch because you're like, I don't believe this. I don't like stories that disagree with how I was raised. All right, so we're going to keep going.
It is interesting how I can understand that viewpoint.
Yeah, I know.
Because there's parts of it where I'm like, oh, this is weird. But there's like,
Oh, okay.
it's interesting because like there's a part where they bring up in the first season Jesus.
And how there was a Mexican Jesus.
But there's multiple versions. You know how like every culture kind of has like their version of Jesus. Like white culture thinks that he's white for some reason, and then like the Mexican culture has their own version of him. Like so, there's like 50 Jesuses in the show because every culture has their own specific version of him. But it's cool. It's like it's cool to just kind of think like these gods exist only because people believe in them, and by people believing in them, that's how they get their power, right? Yeah. So as long as there's faith in the god, but they adapt to different ways. So it's like, so Bilquis, for example, she started out with like just being like a sex god, and like she got power from sex, and like the way that she kind of adapted was like now fusing her power with like the social media god. She has Tinder and Grinder and all this sort of stuff, and so by people using those platforms, she gets her power still.
So people who like her, and then every now and again she'll interact or absorb someone, and then she'll stay youthful, she'll stay strong. But
it's just interesting.
Yeah.
It's a cool concept.
It's a cool concept, and there's so many layers that we can't even get into because we haven't been.
Deep.
Yeah. So that's why I told you it was a good show before you got all into it. Been like, I don't like it.
But also on top of that, it's really cool to just, because I think a great way to learn about different cultures is just through what they believed in, and so like this show highlights that. Like it jumps into what Irish people believed in by having this leprechaun, and they kind of get into the history of what we know leprechauns as today, but what they started out as and how it progressed from then to now.
Yeah, they did
and
the
same
Vikings, the black people.
Yeah, and they do it with all these different cultures, and it's really cool. Like you get like a quick history lesson through this show of like how what they believed in and what their gods were and what their culture really revolved around.
And the show does do a good way, or a good. It displays it in a way that it does make it comical more than religious. So with that show, that episode where they were talking about multiple Jesuses, they started off the episode showing Mexican or Spanish Jesus walking. So he
came over with
so they started with a bunch of Spanish people going crossing the border, going across water. And then you see a bunch of trucks pull up, lights pull on, and everything like that. And then you just see a man start walking on the water. And then you're like, what is going on?
And then he saves someone from drowning.
And then
kind of like he did with Paul.
And then all the people just start shooting. Yeah, and then it's pretty much that. But then you see a Spanish Jesus. And then later on, that was the episode with Easter. And her, and then you find out Easter's a god too, and then it's just
played by from Wicked,
Scary Spice,
Kristen Chenoweth,
So
she played Easter, which was born for that role.
Yeah,
She's
so I wanted
fantastic.
more. I want more her, and I wish they brought back some more old gods for this, but. Yeah, so let's jump back to Bilquis because we got sidetracked. So Bilquis, with her swiping and her getting followers, she got a very high CEO of a company, like Bill Gates status.
Yep. To come meet up with her.
But he was a regular, and since he's always in power, he wanted to be degraded by her or made feel lesser than. So that's what that whole scenario was. And then one time, the last time, yes. So that's but she was still getting was still getting love and followers because he was worshiping her and she was in control, dominatrix type stuff. So and then all of a sudden he was like, "No, give it to me. I want all of it." And she was like, "No." He was like, "Do you know who I am?" And she was like, "Okay, if that's what you want." If you want that Playboy, we get you. Who gets you that Playboy? And then she swallowed him whole. And then
with that punani.
And then she was kidnapped because he's a billionaire, and the people who were he
had security detail. All this
then
sort
she
of
was
stuff.
kidnapped, and then while she was being kidnapped, she was locked in a steel room, and
playing grunge music.
Shit, still room with lights to make you feel
To drive her crazy.
Drive her
basically.
crazy.
Loud
and then
music,
they played,
lots of lights.
Yeah, because they were asking her, "Where is he? Where is he?" And she didn't answer because how can you tell that he's inside of me?
Yeah.
You want to check? Yeah, like you can't do that. So then she had a
Pap smear
spiritual
time.
awakening where she went back and it was some African.
With Wale. It was with Wale.
Yeah.
That's how it started.
So it was it was back in slave times with
Virgo
her
season.
African ancestors, where she was able to awaken other powers other than her sexual.
Yeah, they were
goddess
basically
powers.
like, this has been inside of you all along. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, I thought it was just CEOs.
Yeah. So and then she just started rocking out to the music that they were playing to drive her crazy. And then the only two guards in the facility that guard the woman who was last seen with $1 billion man came in and was like, "Hey, are you okay?" And then she flooded the room
With her pussy juice.
with her pussy juice.
She
She drowned them.
Wet.
She drowned them. And then as she was
Sunsplash in
drowning
that
them,
bitch.
she was getting freed by Shadow Moon. So the door opens.
And social media. Right? The media dude.
Yeah, but he ran away at the end. That was the end
But
of
he
the
had
last episode.
he was joining because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was freaking out.
Yeah, because he got corrupted by her. No, it's a TV show. It's a book.
Neil Diamond, I think, is the author of the book. The show is a lot more in depth than the book is. The book's phenomenal, from what I remember. But the TV show goes in crazy different avenues that.
That's what makes it so good because you get to realize how do you think of this?
Your world is so small. That's what it kind of like opens me up
Yeah,
to.
it's like your world is
there's
so
so much you
small
don't
because
know.
there's so much truth, and then from the truth they get to paint their own picture.
Yep.
Like so with what he was speaking before, Anansi, the spider god, which seems to be like the god of wrath and or vengeance. His intro to the thing was a slave ship, where there was slaves in a boat, and the slaves are just rocking back and forth, and then all of a sudden you see a spider come trickling down, and then there's music playing as it's trickled to his feet, and then you see him unlock, and then the slave pops up. They're speaking another language, and then at this time it was Orlando Bloom? No, it's not his name. Orlando Jones. Orlando Jones. It's Orlando Jones, and he comes up, and he's wearing a suit. While
it's like
all
a
these
purple
black men
suit,
are wearing,
pinstripe.
why all these men are in the in chains, and he's like, "What are y'all doing down here?" He was just like, "You want to be free?
Get
You
mad.
ain't gonna be free.
Get angry.
Get mad. Burn this to the ground." And he got everyone riled up.
And then
and
they were
he
like, "Oh."
burn that ship to the ground.
But they're like, well, if we burn it, we're gonna die. And he's like, it's better than the fucking 40 years that you have in
and
America
then he
coming
starts
up. Let
talking
me
about
tell
what's
you.
happening in the. He's like, you don't know what's gonna happen in the future. In the future, they're gonna kill you for your
Rape
skin.
you,
Yeah, like he
breed
was
you,
going
then
into
rape your
it.
daughters.
So all
like,
so he was just like it. No,
no,
but
not
he
a
was the
lunatic. He
god
was
of-
like, I'm telling you, I can tell you what's happening in America,
Right
what they're
now.
doing to slaves, what they're gonna do to you. You prefer death right now
no.
than what's gonna happen to you.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be live. You show them how you feel, and you make sure they know. Like that's how. So there might have been a god of wrath for Africans, and they're like, "This is how we're gonna
This
make
is what
this
we
into a
believe in."
story."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Okay, I feel that." Oh yeah, I feel that for sure. And it makes you feel things that you don't want to feel. I'll tell you that right away.
Work the middle, work the middle.
But that being
work
said-
the middle. Wait, work the middle, change positions. I
That-
can't sing that whole
that
song
was-
because I'll get sued by her estate.
That was episode 7 of episode 5 of American Gods.
Yeah, I think the only thing that we didn't really mention is Laura Moon's thing.
I mean,
His
Laura,
wife,
she her whole arc is so.
She has the best arc of every character on there, but I just do not like her.
Did you know she
as
was
a
Mulan?
Character. What?
She was Mulan.
In the first one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The voice of Mulan?
Yep.
Damn. All right. Come up, Laura.
Mulan is an Asian man pretending to be a woman to fight in an arm.
It's an Asian woman pretending to be a man, but yeah. I didn't know she was the voice of Mulan.
Yeah.
She did impress me though when they did the Irish backstory and she did like her Irish accent and everything like that. She did so good.
She's
in that
adorable.
episode.
She's so cute for being 5'0",
I just
90 pounds.
Her character just annoys the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like from first starting off with cheating on Shadow while he was in jail.
Yep.
And then just like following him around everywhere trying to win him back.
Yep.
And then fucking Sweeney Todd or Sweeney or the Leprechaun.
Hey.
And then going to Purgatory. Like, but she's had a crazy ass ride. Like, she's had a fun trip, but I just don't like her as a character.
Oh yeah, definitely. You definitely don't like her as a character.
No.
So Shadow Moon's the main protagonist, right?
Yep.
But you can so slowly see how she probably has the most detailed story.
Yeah.
Because Odin killed her.
Mm-hmm.
She came back to life, died, came back to life again, and it's just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then she's so unlikable with her attitude, and then you find out her backstory,
Right.
and how she helped her, like she felt like she helped her dad
Right.
cheat,
Skewed
and then
opinion
how
of her
she
own
just messed up
reality.
her whole life based on that. I'm just like, I don't want to feel this. Stop making me feel real life things in this TV show.
Yeah, similar situation. You broke up your parents' marriage.
Yeah, I did. You remember when I broke up our parents' marriage, Sexy at 59? When I when I ran off to Vegas at 8 years old and they couldn't find me, so they're like, "We got to end this." What?
I would have
So-
left you. Best decision I ever made.
Hey, fair enough.
Leaving my 8-year-old,
All right.
6'4" son.
I'm not.
How tall were you when you were 8? When did you get your growth spurt?
I got my growth spurt in my teenage years because I was shorter than my dad and then I was taller than my dad. But it was in my teenage years, right?
No, when he turned like,
It was like 12, 13.
when he turned 10, he started shooting up.
10.
Yeah.
You weren't ready. Clothes every 2 months. New clothes, new shoes. That's why you like shoes. That's why you keep buying new shoes,
No,
because you always
I
got
like
new shoes.
shoes because I can afford my own shoes now. And it's the same thing. Like, my parents did the best that they could do, and I love them
Amen
for
to
it.
that.
But when I could buy my own stuff, I bought it in bulk. So it
Buy.
was shoes and cereal.
Costco shoes.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cereal?
So my favorite cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And here's
Okay.
my
Do you
thing.
like the milk afterward?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
No.
And then also, so we're going to go into a joke. This is when I thought I was going to be good at stand-up. Is I did this to you, and I did this to Dad, and I don't know if you remember. It's when I was able to start having my own money, my own things like that. I took a photo of all the brand name cereal, and I sent it to them, and be like, look how many boxes I have opened at one time. And that you didn't let me have more than one
You had
box
to eat
open.
through all of it?
Yeah,
My mom
you had
did-
to eat through
my
all
mom
of it
did the
at
same
one
thing.
time. And look here, I have Fruity Pebbles open, I have Cinnamon Toast Crunch open, and I think it was honeycombs. And I'm like, ha 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 ha. And then I don't think either of them responded because they were just very mean to me at that time. Because this was back, it was early 20s, and I was just like, one, you made me get apple loops, which is not a thing, like
It's not
Apple
Jack.
Jacks in a bag. And I'm just like,
Yeah, but the Apple Loops came in a 475 ounce.
they
bag.
use sugar that they use
Thing was huge,
sugar
just like this.
They use sugar that Splenda wouldn't even use. So I'm just saying, like, it was just so bad.
It came in like a dog food size bag.
Yeah, yeah,
That shit was crazy.
yeah. So yeah, that's how I.
So Cinnamon Toast Crunch
Yeah,
is your
definitely,
favorite, and you like the milk afterward.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. In a related note, I like Cinnamon Life. That's probably my
You so
favorite.
old,
Dude,
bro.
Cinnamon Life is good.
You
And
are
then-
55
no,
years
but then-
old right now.
But to not help my defense in whatsoever.
Raisin
my-
Bran Crunch.
No, regular Raisin Bran. Not even the crunch. I love regular Raisin Bran.
You disgusting.
But it has like 2 scoops of raisins. They
hate
get me
you.
with that. I'm
I
like, oh,
hate
they
you.
jumped it up from 1 to 2. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Oh no, I love Raisin Bran. Huh?
No, because
I've had grape nuts.
Yeah, grape nuts is like eating the rocks in this mansion's
yeah.
backyard.
Grape
Why
nuts-
would I do that?
Grape nuts are. It's just granola,
Yeah,
basically.
No. grape nuts was not granola. Granola's delicious. Granola with honey bunches of oats.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Dude, it even whistled. I heard a whistle in there.
Like popsicles?
Well, sure.
And you need to come on down to the cellar. I got a whole freezer full of popsicles.
Dude, what? Ouch. Ouch.
Ouch. Oh, mama.
I can't wait to listen to that back. Dude, it had a nice little ring to it.
All right, so that was American Gods. So we're done talking about cereal. So let's jump into
Your favorite movie of
No. We're jumping into
2021.
Malcolm and Marie.
Malcolm and Marie.
And we're going to start off with, this was Keith's choice in movie. And this is the last time Keith gets to choose a movie because the last two movies have been 99.9% dialogue. Hold on, Sexy at 59. Aristotle, did you watch Malcolm and Marie? So here's the thing. This is why you're a smarter human being than us right now, because you didn't watch it. Sexy at 59, what do you have to say?
So, we're going to tell your audience to put in the comments below that we want them to recommend movies they want you guys to review since you're so funny.
All 10 of you watching this video, and it's the 10
Liberal.
people I send the video
Right.
to, you put in the comments what movies you would like us to watch in the future so
This
we
is
can
for
look
you,
at them.
April.
This is for you, April, Ivy, Amber, Zach from work. Hey.
We do this for ourselves.
Yeah, we
guys.
do this for ourselves. And if y'all like it, y'all like it. But yeah, we're going to get into it. So, Malcolm and Marie. One, after talking shit to you, I realized I enjoyed the movie. Even though, okay, go ahead. I enjoyed the movie, but it's because after it, I realized how much I was talking about it, and I realized that
It's talkable.
it was annoying me to the point where I was like, okay, I get it. I get it. I understand why.
You get so annoyed with it that you got to talk about it,
Yep.
and then you end up being just like the characters in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Quick synopsis. Boyfriend, girlfriend live together. Boyfriend is a movie producer. They come back from
She's
she's a model.
Actor.
Actor / model,
Yep.
more model.
Yep.
They come back to the house after his movie premiere, and there's some obvious tension. She says, let's not talk about it. If we talk about it, nothing good is going to come from this.
But-
and then he said, nah, hold my beer. I want to talk about it. And then they talk about it, and then nothing good comes from it.
Yes, and then what they're ultimately waiting for is reviews to pour in from the
The movie premiere.
movie premiere.
Yeah.
So that's the basis of the movie. And as discussed before, there's no human beings on planet Earth
Oh my God,
who talk
they
like
are
this to each other.
The most incompatible,
Most
annoying
incompatible,
people.
annoying, toxic, which I get why it works.
Holy shit.
Because as soon as he started kissing her feet, and I'm like, yeah, that's gross, but I'm into it. But hey, I'm like, I know why this ain't working. And she's just like, get away from me. He's like, nah, I want to get in there.
So like in normal fights, right? Like between people in a relationship, at least this is my experience, is like you have a dialogue, right? Like you say something, they say something back, you're talking over each other, everything like that, right?
That only happened like twice.
Right, in the whole movie, in the whole 90 minutes, they only really talk over
think
each
it was
other every
90
once in a
minutes?
while. In reality, what's happening in their arguments is Zendaya listens to him go on a rant for 5 to 10 minutes, just spewing out the most asinine, ridiculous, bullshit, hurtful things that he can possibly say, and she just takes it all in. And then she's like, I'm gonna go pee. And then she comes back, she's like, did you really just say this? And then she does her own little rant for 5 to 10 minutes. And then he does his for 10 to 15 minutes.
And then to bring
And then
them
they have a
back
smoke
each
break.
time, they always come back as like, you really think my movie was subpar? I'm like, that's all you took from my argument? That's all you took from my
The
10 minutes
only
of me
thing.
yelling at you? Like,
Right.
bro,
The only thing
bro,
that ever
come
got through to him is whatever she said about his movie.
on. Yeah.
That was the only thing.
So, like, literally, it's to put it in more perspective on how they were fighting. To think of if you were in a hand-to-hand combat with somebody, think if you had a weapon. I'm sitting here talking to you. It's like, okay, I'm gonna have a hammer. I'm gonna hit you for 5 minutes. You go back to your corner. Come back. You hit me for 5 minutes. Be like, oh, that was a hammer. Here's a knife.
Shank
For 5 minutes.
Shank.
Oh, you come back. Oh, that was a knife. Here's a gun. For 5 minutes, just unload. Like, this is how they were attacking each other.
Boy.
Yeah.
Bow. And I hit him like this. Bow.
And then you hit him like that. Bow. Yeah. No. You're putting that clip in, right?
Yeah.
Hop out, I start shooting. Bow. Shot the nigga. Bow. Shot his ass. Bow.
So like it was that was that type of interaction. It was like no one talks like this. The only time they talked like that was in the beginning when he was like, "Are you going to tell me what's going on?" No. You should tell me what's going on.
If we talk about it, it's not going to end well.
Yeah.
And then they talked about it, and it didn't end well.
It didn't end well at all.
All they did was fight.
To y'all is, even though it's like a dialogue movie, it had to be pretty damn good to hold the audience attention.
It was,
was.
phenomenally acted.
It was intense.
Dude, okay. Yes. Like, they acted the hell out of that movie. Like, I'm pretty sure a shit ton of it was improvised because I can't imagine the rants they actually wrote that out. Like, I think it was just like, hey, whatever you're feeling, just keep talking, and Zendaya will cut you off at some point.
Right. Because it has to be like method actor type things. It's like, here's the situation. This is what you're in.
Yep.
You have your backstory. This is your backstory. Go make each other feel very bad. Go. Go.
Like, just degrade each other in any way that you want.
So let me tell you one of my favorite scenes, right? So the movie he created was about a woman overcoming addiction. And she overcomes addiction and she thrives at the end, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She overcomes it.
His girlfriend or wife in the movie overcame addiction, and she was becoming an actor, and she was a model, and this, that, and the other. And the movie is based off, and she basically in the beginning was like, "Why didn't you thank me?"
Yeah, because he did like a thankful speech,
but didn't thank her. And he was like, "But I've thanked you before, but you didn't thank me on your premiere night." And this is basically where the conversation came from. So, and
that's all you find out at the beginning. You're like, it's just missing. You missed thanking.
And then he was like, "Why didn't you tell me that before?" And she was like, "I didn't think I had to tell you. Like women do." So,
and then later in the movie, you find out it's not just you didn't thank me. This movie's about me.
Yeah.
Like you based it off of my life.
And then,
and then on top of that, you didn't thank me. Like, I'm your source of truth.
Go ahead.
And you didn't thank me. And then you also find out.
Wait, let me tell his rebuttal to that.
Yeah.
So he's like, "I didn't thank you."
His rebuttal was.
There's some really dry mac and cheese in the movie,
that mac and cheese.
That is disgusting. That's what he's doing.
I just wish he'd eat ass that way.
Okay. So his rebuttal to why you didn't thank me, because he was like, "Oh, you think this movie's about you? This part is about this girl. This part is about me.
I thought this bitch here.
This girl. This part is about this girl. This part is this. This small part is about you." Right. And you know why it's about you? Because you crazy, you ridiculous. And after that,
worst person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah,
like,
and this was in the
and he's just
in the tub.
Yeah, and he's just and she's just you just see like tears building up in her eyes.
He's like, "Even after all of that, there's nothing more than I want to do than be with you." I'm like, why would you say all the mean things? And then. That, like I said, that's how they talked. And then that was his rebuttal. And then this was when she came out with a knife, right? Right after?
Yeah.
You want to do the knife portion?
Yeah, so Zendaya's the main chick, and it's John David Washington, which is Denzel Washington's son, as the main guy. Yeah, so he says all this shit. And then she comes back out, and she has like this big ass butcher's knife in her hand, and she sits there and she's like, you want to know why I'm angry? And she just goes into this monologue about like how she's basically at the verge of like wanting to kill herself and all this sort of stuff. And umbrella. And then the whole time, like, she's freaking out. Like, he's like, put down the knife. He's like, put down the knife. Like, let's talk about this.
Because
Let's
she was talking
de-escalate
about
the situation.
going back to drugs. She's not taking her medicine and things like that. And he was freaking out. And she was going crazy because she had a knife.
And she's going on, like, a 5-minute, little spiel about it. And then, like, he gets really close. And then she goes, and that's why you should have cast me. I was acting,
and
bitch.
scene. And then she put down the knife and walked away.
The crazy thing was when she started that, I was like, this appears fake. Like, I was like, she's been acting really well this whole time. And when she started doing that scene, I was like, she's not acting very well here. Like the one crazy scene where she's like about to kill herself, she's not acting very well. And then she did that, and I was like, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I could actually see that she was acting at that point versus actually, just playing her character. Yeah. And then he was like, damn it, why didn't you do that in the audition?
And then next scene. And then it just kept going back and forth, back and forth. They're about to have sex. And he goes away, comes back. She's crying. And then it's like, why didn't you thank me? And then it's like, what? And then it's just so emotional. It's just like, y'all really dragging this same subject on for 2 hours, huh?
This movie confirmed why I could never date a woman.
No.
Could never date a woman. Like, the way they argue, oh, my God.
No, it's just like, if this is love, I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't want it.
No,
I don't want no piece of it.
no,
Like,
that ain't
if
love.
you can't come straight at me with what the main problem is, like, from the get-go, like, I don't want it. Like,
and the main
keep
problem
it.
is, if I didn't thank you, yeah, you're right. She had every right to be mad. Because he didn't thank her.
But then on top of that, like, you made it about her life story.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be cast in the movie,
Yeah.
and then you cast someone else.
Right.
You end up having some sort of weird little flirty relationship with the person that you cast.
Yeah.
Like, she had every right to be pissed off.
Well,
She had
he
every-
did that, but it's more like he wanted to prove, like, hey, this is not about you. Is he stuck?
No.
Oh, no, he good.
Ooh, that was pure tequila.
Yeah, I can smell that from here. Good thing you live here in this mansion.
We ain't driving nowhere.
He's so cute.
Yes, my dog is stuck in the door.
So, like, so he was antagonizing the whole time. And that's definitely what it was. But he wanted to be like, it's not about you. You're right. I should have thanked you, but this is why I'm right. And then she's just like, you should have thanked me. And then I'm feeling this. And they're like, let me rehash the past, your drug, your addiction. And then she was just lacerating him as like, this is why you don't think anyone else deserves the limelight other than you. And this is why you're so cocky.
And he thought, like, she owed it to him just because he was there during her struggle.
Yeah.
And she was like, yo, if you're going to just hold this over my head, then, like, fuck it all.
Yeah.
Like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, because, like, if you brought up me struggling here in this point, and I'm just like, yeah, like, no, this would not fly with me. Because, one, as soon as this is how long the movie would have lasted with me. Okay? I come home.
You would have said, okay, we won't talk about it. And then it would have been over.
Hold on, no. I come home.
You would have went to bed.
So this is how the whole movie starts off, y'all. They come home together. She goes to the kitchen. He breaks off over here, turns on music really loud, starts to sing the
on
music.
A high.
Yeah.
On a high.
And while the music's loud, he's like, hey, baby. Hey, baby. You look really good tonight. And she's just in the kitchen like, I don't care about anything. And she's doing that. And he's just like, hey, you heard me, right? I'm doing that so I don't yell into the mic.
Oh.
He's like, hey, you heard me, right? And she's like, yeah, I heard you. And he's like, are you okay?
Fine.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Fine.
Cool. I'm going to bed.
Knife butter.
Yo, scene. I don't need you to make me dinner. I don't need anything from you. You say we good? We good.
Gucci.
Deuces, Playboy.
Gucci.
Like, that's how long the movie would have been for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And
I
then,
just had
and then
the
she
night
said,
of
oh,
my life.
we don't need to talk about this tonight. Nothing good's going to happen. Okay, we'll talk about
And
it
plus,
tomorrow.
they were in a
Thank
house
you.
that wasn't theirs because the
wasn't
studio
theirs.
put them up in there.
Right.
I'm like, hey, there's 58 rooms. Go find yours. I'm going to
Go
be in the
find
hot tub.
I love that house, though.
Oh,
my God, that house was dope as fuck.
I was like, hey, I got Pornhub, hot tub, and mac and cheese.
Yeah,
Deuces.
yeah. Mac and cheese, dude. The way he ate that, I know we talked about it before, but the way he ate that mac and cheese was ridiculous.
You would
Who-
have you would have laughed.
Who eats mac and cheese that
He
way?
was
He's
like this. And he was like,
And then
what do you mean?
and then he threw his tie over his shoulder, and then he was like, like that's not even exaggerated. Like that's how he ate the mac and
But
cheese.
it was
weird as fuck.
blue box mac and cheese. It wasn't good mac and cheese.
Blue box
I'm not-
blues.
It's not supposed to be savored any type of way. But yeah.
As I sit
overall,
here over
like-
the stove making you mac and cheese.
I didn't look at any of them because they skewer how I feel.
I didn't look at any of them. I honestly like at the.
Oh,
well, he
go
goes
ahead.
on like a 20-minute rant about it. Like
Because
a white girl ends up liking his movie and, writing a positive review. And then he's reading the positive review and he's pissed about it because basically she makes it a lot more about a racial issue than the movie actually was, that he actually meant
didn't
it
she
to
say
be.
that it needed like a woman's touch as well?
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
basically anything good she said he was mad about. And then anything bad she said he was mad about. Like he just didn't like
But it
her
was a
as a
positive
person. But it was a
review.
positive review.
And then once he got that review, right? This is about an hour or so into the movie. He brings it up. He goes on that rant. They fight again. And then he comes back and was like, hey, that was a good review, though, wasn't it? And she was like, you were just upset. He's like, yeah, but I'm a great filmmaker.
Right.
Man.
He just didn't like the person that was reviewing his film,
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
basically.
Oh, we don't know what the
I don't
movie
know
is.
who wrote it. I could look it up. Director Sam Levinson was the director and the screenplay.
And you know what's crazy? How low budget this movie was.
Yeah. It was just black and white. It honestly looked like one continued shot. I know they broke away and
Yeah.
did different things, but I think even Zendaya said they filmed it in 14 days.
How? They could have did this in 3 hours?
They could have, but I think
Shit.
they said they just did it in 14 days during quarantine. They just rented out this house and shot different scenes, different days, and that was it.
Yeah, I can also see
That's
how,
quick for a movie, though. 14 days. I mean, granted, you're only in one house the whole time, but
But it does take a lot out of you to be that emotional and try to rewind and come back.
the
to
way
it.
that they were able to bring in the emotion into their roles was crazy. Yeah, and I
Well-
mean, it was in all black and white.
Yeah.
Kind of took I think they just really wanted you to just focus on the arguments that they were making and the points that they were having and just the struggle of a Hollywood elite couple type thing and what they go through. And yeah, like you said, if that's love, pass me with that bullshit.
But
No, thank you.
I don't. That fight ain't worth it.
Not at all.
Not at all.
So anyways, that was Malcolm and Marie. I would recommend, we can summarize it in any way,
Yeah.
but
I'm still
but
saying I
an
didn't.
actor
yeah.
being able to for 10 minutes just go on a rant about a movie review is ridiculous.
That's
And
what I'm saying.
They
you
both
should
played
watch
it really
it.
well.
You would like it. You would overall. You would have the same feelings I'm like. This is ridiculous. I can't stand this, but I'm gonna watch this until the next scene. It gets you like that. So that's what I'm saying.
T Nasty in the house, trying to hide her,
Hey,
popping that drink.
Look at all this cake showed up.
Caked out.
Now this cake showed up. Y'all can't see it, but we do.
We call her
Alright,
pineapple
but-
upside down.
But hey, so we're wrapping it up
Oh, she just
you're
gonna
just
cut into the live
camera?
stream.
because we're definitely.
Say hi.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're
and
recording.
right there.
She don't give a fuck.
Hey.
She said, "This is my couch."
Hey, all right. So, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Actually,
Say hi to the world, Tanasha. You're on live.
you're gonna be shown to tens of people. Hey. All right.
I think that's it.
All right.
That's everything.
This has been one of your
BB9.
hosts, Captain Cheese It Crunch.
Try it again.
This has been your host, Cheese It Crunch.
Hev. That's been your host, Hev.
And I've been K. Willie.
On the track, baby. You know what it is. Love y'all.